The 2-year anniversary is right around the corner, but it seems the fantasy units are not yet done because we have a brand new character teaser actually before the data download. So let's go ahead and talk about it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys go down there, click that red subscribe button, make sure it says subscribed, click that bell, drop a like down below and comment. Are you guys excited or are you rather confused? Let me know down in the comments down below. So the official Twitter, and I did also post this on my database Twitter, so make sure to check it out, link in the description down below. They did post a brand new character teaser, and it is actually before the data download ever happened. So this is actually, you know, pretty much some of the first times they've actually done this. I think they may have done it once before, I can't remember, but they're starting to hopefully from now on show the character teasers before the data downloads actually happen. And that's awesome because it just leaves a lot more room for hype and people can, you know, get excited and stuff. And then when the data download drops, we can then see the kits and stuff like that. But definitely hype. I do love that they are doing this, and I hope this continues for the future, just to let that be known now. Not that I don't like getting the data downloads early before the teasers. It's just cool to, you know, get the teasers, and it kind of makes the teasers kind of useless once they do the data download, because they obviously know that we can see the characters, right? But you know, I love to see the character teasers and stuff, but it seems that fantasy units are not yet done. Could this be the last one? Who knows? We potentially thought Aizawa was going to be the last one, and I did mention this back when Aizawa was dropping, is that with Aizawa, if we included the SR All Might, that made a total of 10 fantasy characters. However, now that we're getting this, if you include the SR All Might, that is 11 now for fantasy units, because this teaser obviously is Fantasy Sue, as you can tell by the tongue, and you can kind of see the dress and stuff like that. But you know, it obviously is Fantasy Sue that's going to be coming. You can see the fantasy background there, kind of there with all the grass and whatnot, right? So obviously that's who we're getting, but we thought Aizawa could have been the last one. Now I think I did mention this in the video that it was possible that Aizawa was the last one. However, I did specifically say that there is one other possibility, and the other possibility is the SR All Might doesn't matter when they consider releases, right? So I broke it down to where either All Might counted towards one of the releases of fantasy units, therefore they're rounding it up to 10, and they're going to end with 10 just before the anniversary with Aizawa, and Aizawa was the last, you know, fantasy bait banner and stuff like that beforehand. But it seems that's not going to be the case, because I also mentioned in that same video that if SR All Might did not count, that means Aizawa was the 9th UR character for the fantasy set, and then they could potentially release a 10th UR to round it out to be a total of 10 UR characters for the game for the fantasy units, and SR All Might just wouldn't count in general. So that seems the way that it was actually headed, just judging since we just now got the teaser for Fantasy Sue. It seems the SR All Might, even though it is a fantasy unit, doesn't actually count towards like the official fantasy set releases, because as it is a free character. My ultimate guess was if they didn't consider SR All Might to be a character that counted, then they're not counting the free-to-play characters or anything like that. They're specifically counting the UR characters mainly in terms of releases. So the way that it seems to be going is Sue being the 10th UR character. It is the 11th fantasy unit, but if we consider SR All Might to be irrelevant in terms of counting towards releases, then that means Fantasy Sue is the actual 10th character for the fantasy set and the final UR potentially until the anniversary, where the anniversary, I mean, it is still up in the air what the anniversary is. It could be steampunk, just judging again because I did a video on this as well, link in the description down below. We had steampunk, you know, being teased around for merchandise and stuff like that, licensing from Toho on the Toho store and stuff. So that's where it could potentially be steampunk for anniversary. It's not confirmed or anything. It's just a speculation at this point until we get actual confirmation. But so it could be that, but we actually don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Fantasy Sue here could definitely be the official final fantasy UR character for the fantasy set, making a total of 10 fantasy URs. And then obviously we have the SR All Might. So again, I don't think we're considering SR All Might at this point because we got Tsu. Again, that was one of the two possibilities. Again, the other possibility is, like I said, they counted SR All Might. 10 seemed like a good round number for releases. It got us up right until the anniversary. So 10 total fantasy characters seemed to be where our stopping point would be. So it seems like, you know, for the second anniversary, if they do introduce steampunk, we could potentially see 10 UR steampunk characters or just 10 steampunk characters released to summon for. So that would get us into the third anniversary where we start the trend all over again, and, you know, kind of see if that's kind of the route we're going to go. It up in the air whether or not that's going to happen. I mean, they could consider doing fantasy again for 2-year anniversary. Kind of hopefully not. I really don't want to see fantasy for year 2. I want to see something different. I want to see steampunk or something else. But again, you know, we don't know. So, but let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Fantasy Tsu is the actual final one? Now, I know a lot of people might ask, is this going to be a dual UR banner? I don't think so. I think they're going to go the route similar to what Aizawa did. So if we go to the database here, link in the description down below, as you can see here, Dark Deku or Vigilante Deku released on the 1st, and then Aizawa released just 3 days before Deku. So we could be seeing this Fantasy Aizawa route one more time, to where we're going to get Fantasy Tsu's banner just before Inasa leaves. So we'll get Fantasy Tsu right around when Inasa leaves, or just before, and then it'll then signify the next general pool banner. So again, kind of going based off of Aizawa's release. So we'll probably see Tsu release around the, let's see, when does this leave? So we'll probably see Tsu around, what is it, the 29th ish, I would say, or the 28th. Actually, well, yeah, no, we could actually see it around the 28th. So that would make it 3 days before the next banner for Inasa. So that actually could be a good pattern to suggest. So yeah, so we could definitely see this Fantasy Tsu drop around the 28th, and then when Inasa leaves, we'll have our next general pool banner unit potentially as well. Also, it does make sense that we're going to do it that way, because obviously Aizawa and Deku released on the 1st of the month, and Aizawa released at the end of the month for here. So we're kind of seeing that we could potentially see that cycle repeat itself with Fantasy Tsu. We're going to have the next general pool, whatever the next general pool may be, and then we'll have the Impact Vest Tsu alongside it, and then Impact Vest Tsu will only be a 1.5 times rate banner. Don't know what her kit is, because again, we don't have the data down. This is like one of the first times in a long time, if they've ever done it before, I don't remember, but this is the first time they've literally done the teaser before the actual data download. So it's very nice to see. I'm very happy with that. Like, you know, data downloads are fun, and I love getting the data early and seeing what the characters do. But in my opinion, like I said, it ruins the hype when they do the teasers, because then you got people in the comments kind of reposting the art and stuff like that. Not that there's anything I can really do about that, but, you know, it just, you know, if people aren't really aware of the database site exists, or YouTube, or they don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, you know, about the game and stuff, then, you know, people who are on Twitter that maybe, you know, go see these teasers and they're like, oh, cool, what's this unit gonna be? You know, they do like an arbitrary kind of teaser and stuff like that. This kind of seems obvious, but you know, when the teaser's kind of arbitrary and you don't really know who it could be, you know, maybe it's confusing on what the thing could be sometimes. You know, it's like a little speck of something from someone's outfit and you don't know what it is unless you're like super familiar with the characters. But, you know, again, in my opinion, it does ruin the hype for people who are going on Twitter and you see all this people like replying with like pictures from the data and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just my opinion. Not that I don't love doing the data downloads and stuff. I obviously do. I just want to say that, you know, I'm happy that this hopefully is a standard moving forward. Hopefully we do see teasers first, then we get the data download, just in general, not even just because the data downloads can potentially ruin the teaser hype, but, and also just fairness that it just makes sense to do the teaser, then we do the data download, because, you know, they're obviously aware of data downloads. So, and, or data mines and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is. But I do like that they're doing the teaser first. Hopefully this is a trend moving forward. I just wanted to kind of say that little spit there. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the teasers first? Do you not really care? Do you think the teasers are ruined with the data download being before it? And then, you know, we usually tend to get the data download like a couple days before they drop the actual teaser. Do you think that it's like, oh, this is kind of pointless at this point, like, and stuff like that? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. But yeah, Fantasy AU seems to be the final fantasy unit. Hopefully this is the final fantasy unit before the anniversary drops in mid to late May. So we'll have some updates on that. When the data download happens, expect some videos from me as well, and make sure to check out the database website for whenever the data download does happen. Check out all the kits and information that comes up with Fantasy AU. So we can also see in the data download with Sue the next general pool banner unit, so we'll be able to see her in the next unit as well as the next lottery event and stuff like that that's going to be happening. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Again, I don't think she's going to be a dual UR. I think it's a singular singular UR character release for Fantasy AU, and it's also going to be beside a general pool unit. So that's kind of where I'm thinking we're heading. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Fantasy AU? Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.